Truth, the tip of the spear against socialists and all other enemies. Here ready to fight for you from the foxhole of freedom. Remember to think while it's still legal, would you please? This is the Steve Gruber Show. Here are three big things you need to know right now. Number one, another day and another Hunter Biden revelation. It seems another one of his business partners visited the White House a lot more than Devon Archer. What a total sham. Number two, a federal judge comes out and smashes Jack Smith's charges against Donald Trump in Florida and knocks him down over and over again. A big win for the former president, and there's more. Plus, number three, the war on everything is something I've been outlining for you over the past several years. We've discussed over the past few days the ever-growing list of things the left wants to take away from you under the premise of climate change and, of course, saving the planet. The list again includes the following in case you've missed it. Light bulbs, meat, water heaters, portable generators, microwave ovens, dishwashers, washing machines, dryers, gas stoves, dairy products, and of course, every single thing that uses an internal combustion engine, which means they want to take your car, truck, SUV, snowmobile, boat, ATV, log splitter, weed whip, blower, and mower. And that's just the partial list, right? But the biggest thing on that list that is becoming ever more concerning is the war on farms and farming. The war on farmers and making sure the world has enough to eat. Over the course of my lifetime, we have grown more food on less land, using less energy every single year, to the point that we can grow more corn, beans, wheat, and rice per acre during a drought than we could produce per acre under ideal conditions in the 1980s. It's been a remarkable leap forward for agriculture. So, of course, that has become the newest enemy of the planet. You see, if we produce enough food to feed 8 billion people, we'll destroy the planet. That's the claim for which there is scant evidence, if any. It is globalist propaganda, all part of the Green New Deal, well, maybe the Green New Disaster. So if you've been listening here over the past few months, I've been attacking the massive cricket factory that's been set up north of the border in Ontario, Canada. It's in full production now. And when it's running at full capacity, I guess it'll deliver, 9,000 metric tons of cricket paste each year for you to eat. Yummy. It's what's for dinner. Never. This attack on farming is also being supported by the Biden administration's attack on hunting and fishing. Already this year, Biden and his New World Order goons have outlawed the use of lead for hunting and fishing on millions of acres of federal land, which, of course, will be a precursor to end the use of lead to hunt and fish anywhere, ever. What does that mean? No lead sinkers to put on the line to catch fish. No lead bullets to shoot deer, elk, and, well, anything else. Why? It's pretty obvious, isn't it? They don't want anyone to get their own food either, which is why soon they'll be back targeting backyard chickens and hobby farms under the banner of food safety. It's dangerous for people who grow their own food. You see, if the government cannot regulate everything you put in your mouth, they'll simply outlaw it. If you think I'm wrong about any of it, let me share some things with you and the push toward eating bugs. Let's start there, shall we? Alex Newman, award-winning writer, says the push is to force you to eat bugs, and it's coming primarily from the World Economic Forum and the United Nations. And, my friends, it is deadly serious. Listen.
The report was about how they're going to make us eat bugs, how meat and chicken and traditional agriculture were not sustainable, and the food of the future was going to have to be creepy crawlers. And they actually have a big section in the report about, those Westerners, they're pretty picky with their food. They're not really going to want to eat bugs. We're going to have a major propaganda campaign. We'll use state-funded media, and we'll use government indoctrination centers masquerading as schools to get them used to the idea of eating bugs. And so I reported all this over 10 years ago, and then along comes Joe Biden.
With regard to food shortages, yes, we did so talk about food shortages, and it's going to be real.
It's going to be real, right? So, a lot of people think, I'm not going to eat bugs. That's crazy, right? And Klaus Schwab and the World Economic Forum in their little video, they said by 2030 you're going to have to eat a lot less meat to save the planet. So how are they going to get people to eat bugs? Well, a combination of propaganda, indoctrinating children, and making you very, very hungry.
You see, it's a scam. All of it. He's talking about a United Nations report, by the way. Look, like I told you several times recently, when the Democrats and the socialists say the strangest, craziest things, don't just blow it off and say, that'll never happen. No. Take them damn seriously. Believe them when they say they're going to wreck the country and take us down with them when it all fails. Believe them, and believe me. We're still just seeing the tip of the socialist iceberg. They have very big plans. They're only just getting started with the transformation of America. That is, unless we can put a stop to it. And we can, but we have to know what we're dealing with. And the sales job, by the way, full swing for the agenda items covered under Agenda 2030, signed by Barack Obama with a so-called executive agreement in 2015. Listen to this. There's more.
It's a plan to totally transform every element of our lives. In fact, the head of the UN General Assembly at the time called it the master plan for humanity. And if you read the preface, it says over and over again, no one will be left behind. And so a big part of this, as you read it, and I tie all the points back to that, is you got to transform agriculture, you got to transform the food supply, you got to transform every element of life. And so in keeping with that UN report on using government propaganda, here's the World Economic Forum promoting insect farming. As we speak, they're actually building the largest insect protein manufacturing facility in the world in Decatur, Illinois. So the World Economic Forum thinks you need to eat the bugs. And here is the government-funded propaganda outlet known as PBS.
The future of food is being revolutionized by science, as new research helps bring unexpected ingredients to the table.
Kind of tastes like shrimp. They have this seafood quality to them.
It reminds you of like a Frito or a chip.
Like a chip. Yummy. Like a Frito or a chip. The music was out of whack with them, not with us, just for the record. Like I said, this is just the beginning. We're in the early phases of this forced change being pushed very hard by the United Nations, World Economic Forum, and yes, Democrats and socialists right here in America. The war on everything is going to engulf the nation, and the assault on free speech under the guise of stopping Donald Trump and the January 6 riots is all just rubbish, pure and simple rubbish. The move to criminalize speech, just another step in ending the rule of law in America. It's another assault on the biggest thing standing in the way of the global elites. That, of course, Americans and our Constitution. One of the steps we're being warned about, and I'm warning you, is converting the COVID lockdowns into climate lockdowns and things like we were just hearing. If you haven't noticed, there's been a massive uptick in the idea that air quality in America is bad. In fact, it's dangerous. Everyone should remain indoors. I see regular air quality warnings in Michigan, where I live, because of Canadian wildfires, which of course happen every year. So far, haven't killed anyone that I'm aware of. In fact, natural disasters cause fewer deaths worldwide today than at any time in human history. As a percentage, and even as a raw number, think about that. Hurricanes, tornadoes, cyclones kill less people today. Heat waves, blizzards kill less people today than ever. But it's not about facts. It's about control, which we'll discuss in further detail in just a moment. Because that control of the farms, of your movement, of what you buy with central bank digital currencies, these are all part of the plan, all part of the master plan for humanity. I've got a lot more to discuss with you after the break, so please call your friends. We're learning today. We're learning. I'll be right back.